What is up? Welcome to the NBA Rundown, brought to you courtesy of Run Pure Sports and Run Pure Bets. I'm your host, Astaire, joined today by Tyler Hicks, and Gary's jumping in. You know, with the trade deadline, Gary, we had to make a little trade ourselves. You know, we got you coming in today. We got AP on Monday. Glad to have you here. How did you deal with all the madness and the moving parts last night? How did it work out for you?
Yeah, I mean, it was crazy. I think last night I finished in top 15 and a couple of lower, higher stakes, lower entry tournaments. I had Siakam. Still did well with Siakam, and he was a little disappointing. But I had Gary Trent, Kuzma, Luka, and I had a bunch of Washington guys. So I did pretty well last night.
All right, and Tyler, it looks like the pressure's on for us today. Our guy R&R Investments. He got drunk with a nice young lady last night, and he needs some winners today to bounce back, right? So the pressure's on for us, Tyler. What did you think of last night, Tyler? I was kind of high on that CJ McCollum, right? And I know we bet Miami, right? But, I mean, he looked – that's one of the worst defenses in the league, but he looked absolutely terrible. You can't be happy if you're a Pelicans fan if that's your new addition. Warriors lose again.
You got to let him get worked into the system, though.
I guess.
Like not everybody's a bonus and just can walk into Sacramento and post like a 20-12-6 line.
Yeah, I guess so. I was pretty disappointed with him last night. Even though we covered, it was like the game wasn't even good.
And plus, it was against the Heat, who's like the better defensive team in the league. Yeah, so it's like if he comes out next game and drops 30, wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, Jonathan Nelson in the chat. I think he's getting ready to go get his Dennis Schrader jersey right now, get that buyout market going. What'd you think of the Knicks getting the win, Tyler? That was pretty wild, huh?
Yeah, that was wild. It's almost like the Warriors just died at the end of that game.
Yeah, right? Those 4 p.m. favorites are undefeated, but the 7 p.m.s where the favorites go to die, it seems like. So,
yep.
Anything more on last night that I missed before we jump into tonight?
I mean, just them Suns took care of them Bucks.
I didn't want to talk about that. I was sweeping that one under. I was a little disappointed there, too.
They had that game circled since like June.
Yeah, they did.
Since Giannis put that 50 ball on him in game, 6?
Yeah, not happy about that. So
there was a lot of unhappy guys too. A lot of people played Giannis and Joker last night, both of them, and Giannis didn't. He only got like 50 or something like that. So
18,
or Giannis and they played Giannis and Luka. I'm sorry, not Joker, but
Luka got it done, right?
Yeah, 75,
9 and 6. Yeah. He had 28 points in the first quarter.
Yeah, it's like he's like, I don't need Porzingis. So
he had like 32 DraftKings points after his first rotation. That's always nice.
Yeah, that was crazy. Let's jump into tonight. The Memphis Grizzlies will be in Detroit to take on. Wait, is this today's or
yesterday's games?
Let me refresh.
On yesterday's games, yeah.
He said that. I was like, wait a minute.
Detroit? The Charlotte Hornets are in Detroit. Let me refresh. I'm sorry. I got the hamster wheel.
I just woke up like 15 minutes ago. I'm like, wait a minute. Am I still sleeping? Still on
I wish I had your schedule.
They have to. Well, he works all night. They have to not do this trade deadline Super Bowl week thing anymore, though. Right? I mean, Super Bowl week and trade deadline. Like, I know these leagues are competitors, but guys, you're absolutely crushing me here. Let's jump in. The Charlotte Hornets will be playing the Detroit Pistons. Tyler, I'm still waiting for the hamster wheel to pull it up. I think the line's around 6. Cade Cunningham is questionable. Charlotte has lost 6 in a row, and they've only scored 99 points per game, right, after being a team that was in the 120s or 130s. I have no idea what's going on there. I need to watch a little more Charlotte Hornets to see what's going on. Of course, they have the addition of Montrezl Harrell tonight. And like I said, I don't have the hamster wheel. Is Bagley going to make a debut tonight, Tyler? Do you know about that? And what are your thoughts on this game?
No, it's in Basketball Monster. It says he's out. Trez is probable. Cade questionable. Martin out. McDaniel still out. Book Knight probable. If Cade's out, give me the Hornets here. Like, you look at the teams they've lost to recently, it's all top-tier teams in the East and the West. Detroit's not one of them. If they're missing their best player, this is going to be like that game Charlotte played Indiana and hung 150 on them. They might not get to 150, but I think they blow them out similar to how they did Indiana in that game. Like, I just don't see how they keep up. LaMelo Ball over 8.5 assists at plus money. I like that. Detroit giving up 9 assists to point guards. And they're getting killed by shooting guards the last 30 days. 26 points, 4 threes per game. I know Terry Rozier's pretty much broke at this point, but I think he can get us to 20 points.
All right. He likes Charlotte. Gary, what are you thinking about this one?
Yeah, I mean, I'm seeing it at 7 on DraftKings. I like that number. I think this is a get right spot for Charlotte as well. I don't think Cade's going to play here. I mean, I think their coach made some kind of statement before the season or something. Something happened, and they're just going to be really careful with Cade. So I'm not expecting him to play. And like Tyler said, I think LaMelo Ball is just going to he's just going to go nuts here. I mean, he doesn't have Ish Smith there anymore. He was traded away. They kind of play him together sometimes, and Ish kind of has the ball in his hands a little bit. And, with him gone and Book Knight basically backing him up, I don't think you're going to see that. I think we're going to see 35-plus minutes a la LaMelo, and he's just going to crush. And I also like Oubre on the Charlotte side too. Rozier's at 7,300, and Oubre's only 5,900. So I like that discount there with Oubre. But one thing to note here, so Harrell is probably going to play tonight, but DraftKings did not put him in the pool, so you can't roster him on DraftKings. But he is on Charlotte on FanDuel. So and he's only 4,800, I think, on FanDuel. So I think he's going to slide right into the backup role here. I think you're going to see 22 to 24 minutes right off Jump Street, and maybe taking a little minute ceiling off PJ Washington and Mason Plumlee. So that's kind of how I'm attacking the Charlotte side. It's probably just going to be LaMelo and Oubre for me.
All right. I just pulled the phone up, right? We'll let the hamster wheel work some other times. But another game we've got going on, the Oklahoma City Thunder are going to take on the Philadelphia 76ers. I don't think James Harden will make his debut tonight, right? No. I see that he's out.
Yeah, I think he's out through the weekend.
Yeah, so he's out. He's probably out and about there, right? Some young ladies probably excited about having him in town there in Philadelphia. Tyler, this is a spot that I love, but the dogs have been getting absolutely crushed here lately. But my mouth starts watering when I see plus 13.5. You guys talked me off of it yesterday with Memphis and the Pistons. Are you going to talk me off this one today?
I mean, not this one, because what does man going to always say? Spread. Philly plays down to competition.
Good point.
My only worry here, though, is OKC has no bigs. Like, Embiid could easily walk up and down the floor, play 60% effort, and hang 30 and 12, because there's just nobody as big as him on the floor tonight. Like, James Robinson-Earl is going to have to be, or Jeremiah Robinson-Earl is going to have to be the big man. He's not going to be able to stop him. They have no one else. We can't even do an Embiid double-double and win here spread. It's minus 300. So
are you serious?
That one. Yeah. So for the most part in this game, I'm staying away from it.
All right. Yeah, I kind of like OKC here to cover the 13.5. What do you think, Gary?
Man, I stay away from this kind of stuff, but I do have a slight lean to OKC covering here. But like Tyler said, they have no bigs. Robinson-Earl's out. I think they just made Roby available, and they have some guy that they posted on Twitter. He's like a 6'6" dude that supposed to be making his debut.
And they released Diakite last week.
And they released Diakite.
Is it
they're going to throw favors at him.
Is it Krejci that you're talking about?
No, it was somebody else. I can't remember. Hold on 1 second. I can get it for you in just a second. What is this? Lindy Waters the third.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen him play either. This is where we need Steve Boynton and Gab to tell us about the college players.
Yeah, Lindy Water the third is definitely not going to stop Embiid. Nobody's going to stop him. I do like him in DFS because I like everybody said, Philadelphia, they love to play out of their competition. I think people are going to be scared to play Embiid, pay at that $12K price tag. And, I think they end up winning by 10 at the end of the day, but I think Embiid's going to get his full run, and he could put up a 75 spot, just like Luka did last night.
Yeah, Luka was incredible tonight. Obviously, a great spot for Embiid tonight. Almost seems too easy. Are you worried that it's going to be like a chalky ownership?
No, I don't. Like I said, I don't think Embiid's going to see a lot of ownership here. We got a lot of other. I'm seeing around 15% right now. So, and
wow, okay.
It's a big spread. It's a 13.5 point spread. People love to play the blow. Oh, that's a blowout. I can't pay $12K for Embiid when it's going to blow out. He's not going to get his last rotation.
Yeah, but usually if it blows out, isn't it because Embiid's already sitting on 60 fantasy points?
Who picks up the extra work for these guys going out? Like, somebody's got to pick up Curry's work.
Yeah,
Maxi's questionable already. Mm-hmm. Is it just going to be the Harrison Embiid show all night?
I think Maxey plays. I think Maxey plays here, but
okay.
But still, he's still been, even with. He's still going to have like a 40% usage or something crazy. Like he's had
we
over
could do 35 plus points on Embiid and Philly wins plus 130. It's probably the best way to approach it.
That's where it's getting like, man.
He does pass the ball a lot more when Curry was out of the lineup. He just has it more in his hands.
Yeah.
His 6+ assists and win is plus 160.
I think I like that one a little better.
My only worry there is like he was getting a lot of passes out of the double team. OKC really doesn't have the bodies to double team him. Yeah, they can throw bodies at him. He can still see right over top of all of them.
Yeah. All right, we will see how this one goes. Like I said, I lean OKC, but am I really rushing to hit submit on Oklahoma City Thunder bet against a Philadelphia team that I know that he's not making his debut tonight, but there's got to be excitement in that building. There's got to be excitement on that team, right? It's just like after all the fog of the season, it seems like there's a clear direction, and they are in it right now, right? This is a signal to the team. We are ready to win right now. We're going to take advantage of this window. So while I do lean the Thunder, the numbers say Thunder, I'm fine staying away from it. The Cleveland Cavaliers. This is a fun one, right? Karis LeVert was on the Pacers. He was on the Pacers a week ago. Now he's on the Cavaliers. They debut, hey, I melted down on Tuesday, right? I'm over it now. We'll move on with our lives, But Tyrese Halliburton, Gary, we talked before the show, he's going to fit in really well with Rick Carlisle and with Brogdon most likely being out. He says questionable, but he's been questionable, I swear, for like the last month, and I haven't seen him on the court. He's going to fill that role quite well. If I were them, I'd say, hey, Brogdon, chill. Let's see what we got here with Halliburton and Duarte. Tyler, we're bringing to the same problem, though, that we had in the last game, right? So, hey, this is a great backcourt, right? Backcourt of the future. This team's building right. They're rebuilding the proper way. They don't have any bigs tonight, right? Cleveland, one of the biggest teams in the league. Cleveland's now laying 5.5 because Darius Garland is out. Looks like it will be Karis LeVert season. What are your thoughts on this one, Tyler?
Yeah, maybe Cleveland starts a little slow in this game. Indy grabs the lead to start the game, but this could look like that Cavs game. It was actually against Indiana where Garland was out. They went down like 15. All of a sudden, the size started to play effect in the second, third, and fourth quarter. They just chewed their way back into the game, and they won the game by about 11. I'm going to take them again here because Mobley, Allen, LeVert, all these guys are just going to have their way on the boards. They're going to score anything they want at the rim. Allen's good for 15 and 11, easy here. And if Mobley decides he's going to score the ball a ton, these two big men are just going to eat them up. So give me Mobley double-double and win, and give me Allen double-double and win.
Yeah, Gary, we were pretty hype off the Sabonis debut out here in Sacramento. Now it's Halliburton's time to follow suit. How do you see this one going?
Yeah, I'm with Tyler. I love the Cleveland size here. Indiana. Who are they going to match up with these guys? O'Shea, Brissett, Goga, maybe some Tristan Thompson in there. Let me get all the Cleveland here. I don't think I have much interest on the Indy side in DFS. Maybe some O'Shea, Brissett because I think he's 3,700. I think he's going to be the new starting four here. So. 3,700 definitely in play for me. I think I'm going to take the wait and see approach on Tyrese though. I'm going to sit this game out from a DFS side and just, I'm going to see if I can get eyes on this game and see how he does and, target him in the future. And on the Cavs side, like Tyler said, I love the bigs. I love them all. I like Mobley. I even like Kevin Love. I like Jared Allen, and LeVert is a little tougher for me just because, he's 8,600. I know Garland's out. I know LeVert's going to have the ball in his hand a ton, but there's just other guys I'd rather pay up for on this slate. But I think Mobley is actually probably my favorite from a DFS side. He's the cheapest, right? So he's 6,700. Allen's 7,900. I'm getting a little discount there, and I love the double-double and win for both of them, just like Tyler said.
Yeah, it's so funny, Tyler, right? Before, small ball was taking over the league, right? And now it's seems like some of our best games that we're targeting is when teams are just going too small. That could be the case here for tonight. So you're not worried about the dramatic Halliburton debut, Tyler?
No. Not even one bit spread.
Yeah, I'm realizing that maybe in Sacramento, we kind of overvalue.
I seen on Twitter there was a post about Sabonis' first game in Sacramento.
Yeah.
And all these Pacers fans were commenting on it. And they're like,
what were they saying?
They were like, we love Sabonis. Please take care of him in Sacramento. We're now rooting for the Kings and the Pacers. And then the Kings fans come in and they're like, we loved Halliburton. He loved it here. Please take care of him in Indiana. I think you guys are just blowing this trade out of proportion. This team's still getting smacked tonight, spread.
I love it, man.
This ain't Michael Jordan walking on the floor
with that, with a dose of common Halliburton. Sense. Yeah. All right. Well, I see Matt Twatty-Lottie in the chat. I know he's a big Halliburton guy. Let's see if he has something to say about that.
He's good. Tyler. He's not this good. You know what I mean? Yet. He could be this good, but I don't see him transforming a team to take out a team like this his first game in.
So Tyler, I fell asleep during the beatdown of the Bucks. I was a little disheartened. I really loved that play, and it was not to be. Woke up about 3 or 4 hours later, midnight my time. I know, hey, Tyler's still at work, right? And so I messaged you, start handicapping these games right now. I'm wide awake, got nothing to do. Let me check in on my guy Tyler, right? Running the show over at his, usually we say day job, but night job in this case. And there's a game that we talked about that the lines moved the most since we talked of all the games, right? Well, the Garland line, but I mean, the news makes sense. This one doesn't make as much sense to me. Why did Boston move from -4 to -6? And, yes, the Celtics have won 8 of their last 9 games. The Celtics have actually won 5 of those 8 by 29 points or more, right? So they're playing well. The Nuggets have won 7 of their last 10 too, right? It's not like we're fading the Pistons or the Thunder like we were in this earlier game. I don't get it. What's the reason behind this line move? Have you figured it out, Tyler?
I just think everyone's liking this Boston team right here. I mean, I see no Monty Morris for Denver. So probably means Austin Rivers got to start the guard spot. Just drawing Marcus
how much
Smart.
Is that worth? 0.25?
But, I mean, Marcus Smart's probably just going to take him out of the game instantly. So, boom, he's done. They have really no wings to stop the Boston guys. Uh-huh. Boston has a big that can slow down Jokic. Like, Robert Williams can slow him down a little bit.
You think so?
Yes.
I don't know.
All you got to do is get a body on him.
All right,
but
we will see.
If I had to pick it, like, this could be a very good game. It's probably an ARB game where you just get both sides of plus money. If you had to pin me down to a side, though, give me Boston. Wings have torched his Denver team for like 2 or 3 years. Now you're going to send a team in that's built fully on wings. Yeah, give me Boston.
I mean, you can start right now on Bookmaker plus 200 already for the Nuggets. Yeah. You can just get that one in right away and just hope they get out to an early lead. Gary, Tyler's breakdown was great. The thing that surprised me the most and stood out to me is he thinks that Williams can slow down Jokic. I don't know if I agree there. What are your thoughts on Jokic's matchup tonight, and how are you approaching this game?
Yeah, so I'm writing up the playbook today, and I got done with that game right before I came on here. I did not put Jokic as a building block play tonight.
Wow. Okay.
It's probably, and I'm like the number one outside of Big T, right? So I'm like the number one Joker guy. Every time he's on the slate and I'm writing the playbook, he's normally a building block. There's just too many other spend ups that I like today with that matchup. I mean, it's a low total. Morris is out, could affect the offense a little bit. I don't know. I'm not necessarily sure that who is going to start at the point guard spot. I'm not really sure that's going to be Rivers. It could be Campazzo, even though he's been out of the rotation. They love keeping Bones off the bench, so it's definitely not going to be him. So, I mean, if Campazzo is in there, they like him for his defense. I just think the guy stinks, but I'm definitely on the Boston side here. I think Boston's going to get it done. I like the -6 for sure.
Wow. Okay. So, see, I was leaning towards the Nuggets here. But I'll tell you what, I've been playing dogs all week, and I'm being absolutely crushed, dude. I mean, absolutely crushed. This is I don't know what the favorites are, Tyler, but they have to be something like 30-6 or something, right?
Yeah, they got to be closing in on that 40, like the 40-10 mark, somewhere in there.
I mean, they're not winning just straight up. They're covering the spread, too. I mean, this is one of the great favorite streaks that I've seen probably in the last 4 years of gambling. And, what's funny is usually going into the All-Star break, it's the other way around. You get all these wacky results with the good teams kind of coasting. But I mean, things are changing, especially in that Eastern Conference, right? We talked about it yesterday, Tyler. How tough is the East now? Even their playing teams are way better than the other playing teams in the West. So it looks like these teams are realizing, right? A lot of people like to say regular season doesn't matter. It seems to matter, especially to these really good teams that have a championship on their mind. Speaking of a team that had a championship on their mind to start this season, I don't know if they still do. Pretty quiet at the trade deadline. To be fair, they do have one of the deepest rosters in the league. I'm talking about the Atlanta Hawks, who are minus 7.5, hosting the San Antonio Spurs, who I thought had an efficient trade deadline for a rebuilding team. Feels like they picked up some assets here, got some picks, saved a little bit of money, but really just a bunch of frill around the edges here. I don't think that like losing Derek White means much to the team because of the depth they have at that position. If you're telling me that means more Devin Vassell, then I'm all for getting rid of Derek White, right? I mean, probably a little bit of a downgrade right now. You're a rebuilding team. Let's build around the guy that's going to be here. I think Derek White's pretty close to his ceiling, and the Boston Celtics will get to enjoy that. But let's watch Vassell go ahead and mature here. Once again, Tyler, I mean, maybe this is just old hat. I'm leaning towards taking the points, but I've been getting crushed, so I'm just scared. All these lines look so attractive. Maybe the books are shading them because, they've been getting absolutely crushed this week. How are you approaching the Spurs and the Hawks, Tyler?
Yeah, I mean, look at this one. Atlanta 6-1 straight up in ATS in their last 7 home games. Mm-hmm. San Antonio 0-5 straight up as a dog in their last 5. Mm-hmm. This matchup, I mean, I don't see Pirtle on this injury report. He should be back, but they got rid of Eubanks. They're going to be playing a little small against a team that's going to rotate 3 or 4.
Wait, we're worried about losing Drew Eubanks?
When you have to play Clint Capella, John Collins, and Neki Okongwu the next night, you kind of are.
All right, that's fair. I'll give you that. But I mean, I've watched the Hardwood show. I'm trying to save you
here, Brett. We're trying to take the points here. I'm trying to talk you off it.
Well, I know. That's what I thank God you've done that in most of these games this week, right? I mean, it could have been a bloodbath for me.
But yeah, they have one big. Atlanta's bigs are just going to eat them up. I see We the People's on Capella's double-double and win. Mm-hmm. I can't play Capella's double-double because he's only playing 20 minutes a game. Like, he has to get that so fast. Give me John Collins to get the double-double and win it 2-1, though. He's going to be out there. If they got to go small because the Spurs are trying to play fast, he'll be the small ball center. All you got to do is hope he gets 10 boards because he's definitely good for 10 points. So I like that one better. He's playing about 30 minutes a game, a little bit more than that sometimes. So the minutes increase on that. Give me John Collins double-double. Atlanta wins.
Yeah, I mean, I think if there was a market for the centers, the Hawks would have moved on from Capella. Okongwu seems to be the future of that team. And to me, he's playing better basketball as of right now, and only for a second-year player, right, for him to jump in and get pretty close to the rim protection that Capella is providing. Capella, of course, to me, one of the best rim protectors in the NBA. What a great leap for a guy who was barely getting any run last season in a group of heralded rookies last year. Tyler's talking me off the 7.5. Gary, you want to bring me back?
I'm not on the side here. I like the over in this game. I like the over in this game quite a bit. I think one of my favorite, as of right now, I love stacking Trey and DeJounte and DFS tonight. I just think they're going to go back and forth. I do think John Collins has a massive game here. I do like that look as well with the double-double and win. I do think the Hawks actually get the job done. I'm not committed to the -8 side of it, but I definitely like the over here in this game.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how San Antonio and the Hawks both come out. Like I said, both teams kind of quiet at the trade deadline. I figure San Antonio had to know this, right? There's nothing for them to go all in for. They're developing Murray, Vassell, Keldon Johnson, these young players that I think do have a future. I don't know if Pop will be around to finish their development, right? Getting kind of old. Maybe this signals that he's getting ready to move on as well. Then the Hawks, right? The team that made the Eastern Conference Finals last year. Probably a little overconfident to start the season, talking about, we're just waiting for the playoffs of the hands right now. They're in the playing game, right, after being the 5 seed last year. So definitely a downfall for the Hawks, but they'll be looking to get back on track. And like Tyler said, they've been playing excellent basketball, especially at home as of late. Let's talk about another team that slipped a little bit, the Chicago Bulls, but we know why. They're missing their 2 best defenders, in Lonzo Ball and Alex Caruso. Then they added a kid that you love, Tyler, Ayo Dosunmu, and he was doing great for you, right? They gave you an easy assist prop. You're hitting it over and over again. Now the kid has a concussion. I'm on the hamster wheel, so I don't know if it's got changed. I know that he was questionable when I did my original.
All those guys are still questionable. The only one that flipped to a probable tag is Vooch.
Oh, this game's ridiculous. Okay, yeah, we got to talk about this. Here's Minnesota, man. They're taking the page out of the Lakers playbook, right? It's like they want to be the Lakers and just put everyone questionable. Taurean Prince, Anthony Edwards, Naz Reid, D'Angelo Russell, Josh Okogie, Patrick Beverly, all questionable for the Timberwolves. I don't know what they're doing there. I wonder if they got like a silent reprimand for the league for not listing someone, and this is like their way of getting back. They're just going to list anyone that I broke a nail yesterday. Let's go ahead and throw me on that report. Man, that makes this one tough to handicap at this point. Once again, though, Tyler, I like the dog here. Minnesota's won 5 of their last 6. They ran into that kind of Sacramento good feeling. We'll see how long that lasts for the Kings, right? But the great debut, the energy was coming off back-to-back. Probably came in a little overconfident right after smacking that team the night before. But they have won 5 of their last 6, and they're another team, hey, Timberwolves made the playoffs once in their last 17 years. They got to be excited just to make a playoff spot. I think they are taking this regular season seriously. Bulls, same way, though, right? I mean, they were number 1 in the East. They saw everybody in the East get better except for them. They got to be looking to make a statement as well. I like the Timberwolves here, but I don't think you get involved in this game until they give us the news. And Gary's going to talk about this. We might not even get the news until the 7 p.m. Eastern game starts. So kind of a tough game here to handicap and from DFS perspective. But Tyler, you always do great in these situations. Take it away.
Yeah, I mean, looking at this one, that total's 240. I was really hoping we got that closer to like the 230 mark because the overs have hit in 7 of 8 games for both of these teams. Mm-hmm. They're both shooting lights out. Minnesota's playing a little bit of defense. Chicago's not playing any. But I mean, this one, every position except for power forwards averaging 25 plus points against the Bulls. Mm-hmm. So if Ant Edwards is out there and he's shooting well like he did last game against the Kings, he'll post a high number. Russell should post a good number, and Cat should also get in that 25 range. For the side, though, I mean, give me Chicago here. I just got to side with the favorite. They're at home. I feel like Vucevic can kind of stay with Cat. Like, he'll go to the outside with them and hang out with them out there. And DeRozan's just going to feast on these other guys. So give me Chicago here to pick up this W.
Yeah, DeRozan's been absolutely playing great basketball as of late, Gary. 4th in the league at scoring, 27 points per game. And that was, hey, we're not right about everything. We come on here every day. We give our opinions. And I'll admit I was wrong about DeMar DeRozan to the Bulls. He's been an excellent pickup for the team. But, hey, I mean, you have to have your eyes all over this one from a DFS perspective. And,
one
of course,
other thing, Spread, before you go into his DFS breakdown, for guys that do like the Minnesota side, you say if you wanted to do Cat double and win 25 plus points and win, or like say an Ant 3+3s and win, that'd be the performance doubles I target on that side.
Which would be your favorite? I can only play one.
Probably the Cat double.
I lost it with all the underdogs this week. The Cat double. All right.
Yeah.
Gary, who do you like on the side? Break the tie between Tyler and I, and then hey, can't wait for your breakdown of this one because I think that this is going to have a lot of the players in the winning lineup tonight. I think will be from this game.
So I like the Timberwolves here. I think all these guys are going to play tonight. Chicago has just been getting eaten alive. I don't know. I think without Caruso, without Lonzo, this Minnesota team, I mean, they're shooting lights out right now. I like the side. I like them +3.5. I like the money line. I like any of the performance doubles and win. I like it all. I think this game is going to just go. I'm not going to touch the over 241. That's high. I mean, that's probably the highest total I've seen all year.
It's the highest since Minnesota and not Minnesota, Brooklyn and was it Brooklyn, Milwaukee on opening night? And then everything came in under, and we haven't seen the likes of it since.
Yeah, so I'll stay away from that, but I definitely like the Minnesota side here for sure. And from a DFS side, so I'm looking at some stuff, and I'm not seeing a lot of ownership on this game, which is really, really good news for me because I really love it. I think Russell's might get a little bit of ownership here. He's only 7,400 on DraftKings. He's projected to have 38 fantasy points. I think we're going to see 45 plus from both him and Anthony Edwards here. I like the stack here. And coming back on the other side, DeRozan's 9,700. So that's why the Bulls aren't getting any ownership, right? So DeRozan's 9,700, Vooch is 9,500, Levine's 9,200. They kind of eating into each other a little bit. I think if I was to pick one of these guys to play on the Chicago side as a run back, I think I'd go with Vooch. I just think, I like spinning up for bigs, especially against Cat. So I love this game for DFS. I'm not sure whether I'm going to double stack Russell and Ant with Vooch or just do one or the other, but it's definitely going to be in my main lineup for sure.
I mean, assuming we fade Embiid, which is so hard to do. I mean, my first thought when I saw this game is I want to run Cat and Vooch. Right, but is there the value there to do that today? I mean, it's not.
Yeah, we got some value. So going back to the last game, Devin Vassell, he's 4,000. He's going to get the start probably. He's probably going to be one of the most popular value plays on the slate. But yeah, we got some solid value here tonight. You could definitely fit two. I can probably get two like 10K guys and like a mid-range 7K guy and be fine tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I'll do it. Like I said, it's going to be so hard for me to pass Embiid's name. We talked about that one earlier. But, boy, it seems like, especially if you take Jokic off your list, which you said is rare, Gary, but you've done that. It seems like three good options for two spots. Maybe run more than one entry. But, boy, I really like this game from a DFS perspective. And I like the Timberwolves. But, Tyler, I've been taking the dogs all week, and you've been finger-wagging me like Dikembe Mutombo. So let's see when this finally turns around. I don't think this is going to be the game it turns around with, though, Tyler. At least not straight up. And I'm talking about the Utah Jazz hosting the Orlando Magic. The Jazz are minus 13.5. I do think the Magic have a great chance to cover, but I sound like a broken record here taking these double-digit spreads. But they're just so inflated compared to what the numbers are. But this, I think, is the protection from the books because they got absolutely smashed this week. I like Orlando plus the 13.5. No Gobert, but Whiteside had like 17 rebounds and 7 blocks in their last game. So he's jumping in to be a pretty good replacement. How are you approaching this one, Tyler?
Yeah, I mean, Gobert's listed questionable. If he doesn't play, Orlando's going to have the size advantage. I mean, I know
this number says he's not playing to me.
Yeah, I know Whiteside's out there, but you have Bamba, you have Carter, so you have the two big, not the two bigger big men, but you have two guys on the floor that can eat on the boards. You look at Utah. I mean, yes, they have Donovan Mitchell. They're going to have the best player on the floor, but if Orlando's hitting those threes like they did against Portland, I agree. They could easily cover this game. If he's out, give me the 13. If he's in, I'm staying away from this game.
Yeah. What did they get against Portland? Like 34 assists or something, right? Starting to play some team basketball, starting to feel comfortable. Obviously, no pressure on this team. These guys are out there balling. And you mentioned when we talked last night, right? Orlando does have a little bit of size to counter Hassan Whiteside. And that wasn't the perfect night. But I've seen nights where Whiteside gets 4 blocks, but then the 10 failed rotations fail to make the box score, of course, when the other guys get layups because he's late or just lazy. It'll be interesting to see how this one turns out. I like taking the points here. Gary, I can see people staying away from this one from a DFS perspective. Not a lot of injury news. And then, with Whiteside, it seems like, he's been priced up appropriately. So the injury news we do have, it looks like DK's already adjusted. How are you approaching this one?
Yeah, from the DFS side, I'm probably just going to X everybody out on my player pool. Have no interest here. Just too many other good spots on the slate. And I'm with you on the Magic here, taking the points. So that's how I'm handling it tonight.
Yeah, I mean these guys got to cover sometime, right? These favorites can't just cover every single night for the rest of the NBA season. I mean, this has just been a wild streak. So there we go. It's kind of a slower slate tonight because tomorrow they packed up so much because they don't want to go head-to-head with the Super Bowl. So there's only 2 NBA games on Monday. So they're going to take advantage of kind of the build-up. And there's just a packed slate tomorrow night. So I'll tell you what, Gary, I don't envy you guys trying to work through that one to do lineups. On the betting side, it's so much easier to just cross off a game, right? But DFS, that game can come back to haunt you, especially if it goes to OT or something. So you guys will definitely have your work cut out for you. This trade deadline in the Super Bowl week, they got to switch something up. We got to have a little bit of help here from the guys making the schedule here. But anyways, that's the breakdown of the slate. It's time for the best bets. Tyler, I'm going to start with you.
I'm going to take the player performance double, LaMelo Ball, double, and win plus 150. Because I think there's a good chance he could triple-double in this spot. Gary just touched on it when we broke down this game. No Ish Smith. He should play some more minutes here. If they don't blow him out and this game somehow stays a little bit close, he's going to run away with that double-double, and he can easily triple-double. So give me that plus 150.
And I really like when you take the double-doubles when you have 2 ways to get there, right?
Yes.
When I do an MB double-double, right, I'm just betting the rebounds essentially, right? This way we can get there.
You bet a Luka double-double. It's like he can go either way. Randall can go either way.
Yeah, so reminder, these best bets are brought to you by runpuresports.com. If you're not already a member, it ends Sunday. The best promo we have ever run. Use the promo code SB56 to get access to the DFS side, the bet side, and, of course, to the new tool that's changed the DF industry, Saber Sim. Take advantage of that if you haven't already done that. And while you're at it, hey, give us a like. We're here every day breaking down these games for you. Gary, what is your best bet for the day?
I'm gonna take a chance here, and I'm gonna say the Minnesota Wolves money line tonight.
Let's do it. I like it. All right. Well, that's kind of where I was going to go. So let me just do a quick pivot. I mean, I'm going to be crazy. I'll go against the grain. I'm going to take a dog. I'm going to take the Denver Nuggets +6. I know that you guys both like the Boston Celtics here. And to be fair, my true best bet, I do agree with Gary there on the Timberwolves. But, we're going to throw one more out there, right? It's Super Bowl weekend. We are having some fun here. And hey, we've been stacking units as well. So we got a little to throw around here. Go ahead and give me the Denver Nuggets. I do believe they can keep it close against this team. My favorite MVP candidate, Tyler, Nikola Jokic. I think he overcomes the good defense of Robert Williams, and we start another tweet storm for next week. So that is my best bet for the day. Gary, we have so much content going on at Run Pure Sports this weekend. Why don't you let them know what is going on with the DFS team?
Yeah, so I mean, today I'm on the NBA playbook today. I'm going to finish it up here right after we get off the show. I think there's an NFL show going on right now, and then obviously the Showdown playbook will be on the site. I mean, we're just gonna crush. We got MMA tomorrow. I think the show for that is tonight at 10. I think Title and Glock are both going to the fight tomorrow, so they're doing the show tonight. So just tons of content. Use that promo code. I mean, it's 56% off for 1 month. You're not going to leave, but I mean, I don't know what you're doing if you're not here. So time to join it.
Yeah. I mean, it's just such a wild weekend on the Run Pure Bet side as well. Tyler, we know Kay's got a busy weekend because he absolutely crushes the NFL, but he's got a great UFC card tomorrow night as everybody is taking advantage of the eyes being on the sporting world for Super Bowl weekend. So there's a great UFC card. Of course, he will be live with the live show that, hey, it's almost redundant at this point, but he's been profitable again this year, finding the spots, finding the winners, and of course, having a great time doing it. So make sure you are taking advantage of that. And Tyler, you and I are not done yet, are we? We're going to be back here in about 50 minutes, and we're going to be doing a Super Bowl breakdown of their own. Did you have any little teases or tidbits you wanted to give for the people before we go live in 50 minutes?
Nope, just tune in 50 minutes. You'll get all them teasers and tidbits. We'll save them for the show.
He's not giving anything away. What a poker player he is, ladies and gentlemen. But that's it, right? 50 minutes, I get a chance. I'm going to switch into NFL mode, probably throw a jersey on, you go throw the football to myself, get ready for some NFL. But we will be back. Hey, but you've seen it before, right? I'm running this hamster wheel of a laptop until next week when I get upgraded. We might be a little late, so that's why you should be subscribed to the channel. You will be notified when we go live. Gary, once again, another great performance. I thank you for your flexibility and honoring the trade deadline by trading with AP to jump on today. AP will be back with us on Monday for the NBA Rundown at 3:30 Eastern. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Have a great Super Bowl weekend and Run Pure.